cannot be recalled or undone. एक बार आपने प्रपोजल एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, अब आप पीछे नहीं.
Good morning. Hi Pulkit, wonderful. Thank you for coming in. Hi Dolly, Ria, Madhur. Very good morning to all of you. Good morning Nishtha. Hi Toshika. Oh, it's lovely. I mean, the weather is amazing. It's raining. Yes, new background. Like as in 7 a.m. in the morning. Yes, I couldn't sleep the whole night. Why? Because I was thinking कि class miss हो जाएगी. So every single minute I was checking the time. All right. So good morning, Ravneet. Yes, we landed at I think 10:20. Yes. Around 10:20 to 10:30, Ria. Good morning, Diksha. Yes, after my classes, forget. Okay, nahi Tamanna, let me just address you on this. Just wait. I'm just waiting for other students to join in. You know, new place and all, and the kids are also taking time to settle down. So I think one day it will take. हाँ जी, definitely. नहीं, अभी कुछ नहीं. Nothing at all. Yes, I mean, I'm really liking the weather and the area where we are putting in. It's green, I would say. Like if you look outside the window, then you only see the trees. So the weather is also pleasant. So it's a pleasant morning here. जी पक्का पुलकित. हाँ जी बिल्कुल. हाँ जी प्रिया. Thank you, Saurabh. Very good morning to you. Hi Praneet. Good morning. Hi Priya. Good morning. Good morning, Madhur. I mean, in the plane, Praneet, like they slept for like half of the flight. Like Asmi was excited, you know. And ऐसी बात नहीं है कोई. इस batch को right. नहीं तो आप इतना just चलिए अब. I think we wrote out. Now we right. So as per this case law, हमने लिख लिया इसका general meaning. First question was, like in this case, सबसे पहले the Honorable Supreme Court it tried to interlinking करने की कोशिश की हमने section 5 की और section 6 की. So in this case, the Honorable Supreme Court actually observed that how section 5 and 6 they are related to each other. सबसे पहले question ये है that are they mutually exclusive? Second question, can a suit under section 5 can be clubbed with section 6? I mean suit under section 6. Now this is the thing. All right, now let's see. So you know, in this case the Honorable Supreme Court observed that 5 and 6 जो है they are mutually exclusive. As in section 5 जो है आपको it is not giving you a new cause of action, right? As in it is just telling you that whenever you have a right to recover immovable property, because whenever you have a right to get the possession of immovable property, you can just file a suit under CPC. ठीक, so उसके लिए आपके पास दो options हैं, depending upon what kind of right you have. So if you have a possessory title, you can file it under Article 64 of Limitation Act. If you have the title to the property, you can also file it under Article 65 of the Limitation Act, right? So this is the main thing. And then we have Section 6. Section 6 जो है, that talks about that, whenever any person dispossesses the other out of an immovable property, then the other person has a right to file a suit to get back the possession. And under 6, we don't discuss any question of title. So 5 and 6 जो है, 5, it deals with obviously getting your possession back. Section 6 also deals with getting a possession back. But what you can say is the ingredients, the essentials, the requirements of both the sections are different. Section 6 जो है आपको, whether it is giving you a new cause of action, बिल्कुल, we discussed this. एक तरीके से आपको एक नया cause of action दे रहा है, plus procedure भी आपको बता रहा है, ठीक है? Now, as we have said this thing that under Section 6 there is no need, and the title part is not discussed. So there's no need to raise the issue of title. Title तो हमने discuss करना ही नहीं है. So for example, I'll give you a situation here that there was one person who was in possession. So A was in possession of the premises. He has been dispossessed by B. So B ने उसको dispossessed कर दिया. So A, simply because he was in previous possession of the property, can he file a suit under Section 6? Yes, he can. And all he has to prove is that he was in previous possession of the property. Title part तो हमने discuss करना ही नहीं है. Okay, suppose यहाँ पे इस suit के अंदर decree pass हो जाती है for restoration of possession, कि जिसकी possession है, जिसको आपने dispossess किया है, उसको possession आपको वापस देनी पड़ेगी. So decree is passed in favor of A. So decree passed in favor of A. ठीक. अब अगर A के फेवर में डिक्री पास हो गई है, later on, now the question arises that क्या यहाँ पे कोर्ट ने टाइटल के बारे में डिस्कशन की कि whether A is actually entitled to the possession of the property, या A is having the better title than B? The answer is no. So no title was discussed. तो ये हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? So whenever B is going to file a regular suit against A, then we obviously can discuss title issue. ठीक है? तो basically section 5 के अंदर जो है we are going to talk about title. तो ऐसा हो सकता है that first A got a decree in his favor under section 6 because he was dispossessed. But later on when B filed a suit against A, तो कोर्ट ने जो है वो डिक्री पास कर दी in favor of B that this person has a better title. ऐसा भी हो सकता है, ठीक है? So क्या ये conflicting decisions हो सकते हैं section 6 की डिक्री और section 5 की डिक्री? बिल्कुल हो सकती है. So therefore the question arises is, can we club these suits? The answer is no, we cannot. I hope everybody has got this point. ठीक है? Let me know. Alright, so this can't be clubbed. Okay. And section 5 and 6, they are not mutually exclusive. Now let's just write. Nair Service Society वाला केस आपने नाम लिखा हुआ है. I'm just dictating you the points which we have discussed. Alright, please write down. The Honorable Supreme Court held that section 5 and 6 are not mutually exclusive. They are not mutually exclusive. And even if a person dispossessed fails to file a suit within 6 months as given under section 6, he can fall back upon section 5. He can fall back upon section 5. That is, he can file a suit under section 5 of the Act. He can file a suit under section 5 of the Act. Written, continue writing further. A suit under section 5 cannot be clubbed with a suit under section 6 as the procedure which is being followed under section 6 is summary in nature, and there might be chances of conflicting decrees, so it can't be clubbed. And you've written this much. चलिए एक और. There might be chances of conflicting decrees, so can't be clubbed. Okay. Now next thing is, suppose, next question in the same case, if suit under section 6 is dismissed, then whether a suit under section 5 will be barred. Okay, so now what we are trying to say here is that suppose if one person has been dispossessed, okay, and that person is filing a suit under section 6, okay, but the suit has been dismissed. Uske favor mein, obviously, the court is not going to, you can say, hear the matter. The court has dismissed the suit. Now, whether the decision which has been given by the court under that suit is going to operate as res judicata whenever you are going to file a suit under section 5, the answer is no. सबसे पहले हम section 6 के अंदर obviously we follow the summary procedure, and moreover section 6 जो है वो आपको किस तरीके की protection देता है. Whenever a person is dispossessed, he is only entitled to get back the possession. Obviously, he will have to prove that he was in previous possession. ठीक है. तो अगर वो अपनी previous possession prove करता है और ये बताता है that he has been dispossessed forcefully by the other person, so then he will get back the possession. But ऐसा हो सकता है ना that he is not actually the person who's entitled to the possession of the property, वो कोई और है, तो उसके लिए definitely the other person जिसको obviously जिसने dispossess किया था, तो वो सूट फाइल करेगा अंडर सेक्शन 5 क्लेमिंग टाइटल ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ हिज टाइटल, ठीक। और अगर वो अपना टाइटल प्रूव कर देता है तो ऑब्वियसली वी आर गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट दैट डिक्री। नाउ इज दिस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? सो दोनों के अंदर दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू ऑपरेट एज रेस जुडिकाटा। सेक्शन 6 के अंदर नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ इशू इज बीइंग नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ टाइटल इज बीइंग डिस्कस्ड, बट अंडर सेक्शन 5 जो है वो हम टाइटल डिस्कस करते हैं, ठीक है। डन। हाँ जी, केस नेम है आपका, दिस इज नयर सर्विस सोसाइटी, आई थिंक आई हैव रिटन दिस, नयर सर्विस सोसाइटी लिमिटेड वर्सेस केसी एलेक्जेंडर। दोबारा लिख रही हूँ मैं आपको, AIR 1968 सुप्रीम कोर्ट। All right, I hope this is clear to everyone. So there is no res judicata because res judicata के अंदर हमें पता है दोनों के अंदर आपका जो questions है, issues है, subject matter है, वो different है। Section 6 के अंदर you will only get the possession, obviously based upon the previous possession, and you will have to prove that you have been dispossessed forcefully. On the other hand, Section 5 के अंदर आप अपना title discuss कर सकते हैं आराम से। Okay. So if a suit under section 6 is dismissed, प्रियम, so then whether a suit under section 5 is barred, तो हम कहते हैं ना कि जब एक for example, if you're trying to get the possession of the property, section 6 के अंदर, तो कोर्ट ने आपके फेवर में the suit has been dismissed, तो क्या आप दोबारा से उसी इशू को रेज कर सकते हैं? Now let's see here. Suppose res judicata यहाँ पे अप्लाई होगा या नहीं होगा? This is the question. So suppose under section 6 A versus B है आपका सूट, A was in possession, B ने dispossess कर दिया A को, ठीक है। Now the suit has been dismissed, suit has been dismissed, ठीक है। Suppose अब A कह रहा है कि मेरी dispossession हुई है, but he still is saying this thing that मेरा टाइटल भी था प्रॉपर्टी, ठीक है। तो क्या वो अपना टाइटल प्रूव कर सकता है प्रॉपर्टी? यस। क्या वो सेक्शन 5 के लिए रेगुलर सूट फाइल कर सकता है? बिल्कुल कर सकता है, बिकॉज अगर कोर्ट ने यहाँ पे इशू ऑफ टाइटल नहीं कंसिडर किया, उसकी यहाँ पे सुनवाई नहीं हुई है, तो आप नॉर्मल रेगुलर सूट फाइल कर सकते हैं, बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं, उसमें तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऐसा भी हो सकता है that you did not like move the you can say you did not file the plain well within the period of 6 months. आपने 6 months के अंदर जो है वो सूट फाइल नहीं किया सेक्शन 6 के अंदर, ठीक है। आप 10 साल बाद सूट फाइल कर रहे हैं, तो क्या आपको सेक्शन 6 का रिलीफ मिलेगा? नहीं मिलेगा, सूट डिसमिस हो जाएगा आपको, तो कोर्ट ने तो आपकी बात सुनी ही नहीं, ठीक। तो आपकी कहीं ना कहीं तो सुनवाई होगी ना। सो वेदर दिस decision, whether this final decision of the court is going to operate as res judicata जब आप section 5 के अंदर अपना सूट फाइल करने वाले हैं, the answer is no, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप टाइटल भी डिस्कस करेंगे अपना, ठीक है, उसके बेसिस पे you will be getting the possession of the property. Now is this clear to everyone? So section 6 की dismissal is not going to operate as res judicata. And moreover, section 6 also says this thing कि section 6 के अंदर even though like we are not going to discuss the title, पर अगर किसी को रेगुलर सूट फाइल करके अपना टाइटल डिस्कस करना है तो वो आराम से वो सूट फाइल कर सकता है। डन? ओके, नाउ प्लीज राइट डाउन द लास्ट पार्ट जो मैंने अभी आपको ये क्वेश्चन करवाया, ठीक है, इसके बारे में भी लिख लीजिए। So this was the next question. So the question was, if a suit is dismissed under section 6, does it operate, then whether a suit under section 5 will be barred? Whether a suit under section 5 will be barred? The answer is no. I have written it, Jyoti, on the screen. Look here. If suit is dismissed under section 6, then whether a suit under sections 5 will be barred on the ground of res judicata, the answer is no, as the issues are different in both the suits. As the issues are different in both the suits. And clear to everyone? Different in both the on the suit is dismissed under section 6, then whether a suit under sections 5 will be barred on the ground of res judicata, the answer is no, as the issues are different in both the suits. As the issues are different in both the suits. And clear to everyone? Take it. Done. Any problem? Club नहीं हो सकता है. There is no application of res judicata in such a case. Okay, I'm proceeding further. Everyone, others, shall I proceed further? ठीक है. So this is done. Okay, so now you can just write down the dictation part जो हमारा रह गया है. Discussion हमारी काफी हद तक complete हो गई and dictation करते हैं आज, ठीक है? And then it will just finish off our topic. So please write down section 6 के ऊपर थोड़ी सी और dictation लिख लीजिए. Section 6. So you write down first thing. हमारा पहला केस है East India Hotels. East India Hotels Limited versus Syndicate Bank. अच्छा, पुल के टाइम पास नहीं हो रहा है. आप इतनी अर्ली उठ गए आज. East India Hotels Limited versus Syndicate Bank, 1992 Supreme Court. Write down please the observation part. The object of section 6. The object of section 6 हाँ जी प्रियम, आज करेंगे हम डिस्कशन, ठीक है? आज सारा जो हमारा लेफ्ट आउट पोर्शन रह गया था वो सारा कंप्लीट करेंगे. All right. Please write down the object of the provision, that is section 6. The object of section 6 is to prevent self-help. The object of section 6 is to prevent self-help and to discourage people to adopt any wrong means to dispossess a person. To dispossess a person. So the object of section 6 is to prevent self-help and to discourage people to adopt any wrong means to dispossess a person. Full stop, continue writing. It is a policy of law. It's a policy of law that dispossession of a person It's a policy of law that dispossession of a person should be in accordance with law. It should be in accordance with law. Section 6 provides for a summary remedy. Section 6 provides for a summary remedy to any person dispossessed without consent. Section 6 provides for a summary remedy to any person dispossessed without consent. Otherwise than in due course of law. Otherwise than in due course of law. And the court in a suit filed under Section 6. And the court in a suit filed under Section 6 will not go into the question of title. Will not go into the question of title. Written? Okay. Write down. Just confirm that did we write essentials of Section 6? Let me know. हमने dictation किया था Section 6 की. Okay. Please write down the next part. Essentials of Section 6. Essentials of Section 6. Number 1. The plaintiff is dispossessed of immovable property. The plaintiff is dispossessed of immovable property. Number 2. The plaintiff was dispossessed without his consent. The plaintiff was dispossessed without his consent. Plaintiff was dispossessed of without his consent. Next, the dispossession was otherwise than in due course of law. The dispossession was otherwise than in due course of law. The suit has been brought within 6 months. The suit has been brought within 6 months. This is the next point. From the date of dispossession. The suit has been brought within 6 months. This is the next point. From the date of dispossession. The suit has been brought within 6 months from the date of dispossession. Next point. The dispossession was not by the government. The dispossession was not by the government. All right, and be written. Okay. So suppose I just want to give you one thing. जहाँ पे आपने second point लिखा ना, the plaintiff was dispossessed without his consent. So just one illustration came to my mind. एक बार देख लीजिए. It's easy. For example, there is one person, landlord. He handed over the premises to tenant. Now this landlord, he has requested tenant. इस landlord ने request किया tenant को कि for some time period to hand over the possession to landlord. So landlord requested tenant that tenant should be handing over the possession to the landlord because there is marriage at landlord's place, so he requires premises. उसने कहा कि मुझे मेरे घर में शादी है तो मुझे प्लीज 4-5 दिन के लिए जो है वो पोजेशन चाहिए premises की, ठीक है. So tenant agreed. So he handed over the premises. He handed over premises to landlord. Now the question is, if the landlord is not handing over the possession back to the tenant, can tenant file a suit under section 6 asking for the possession of the premises and saying that he has been dispossessed forcefully? No. Did he hand it over the possession with consent? Yes. तो consent से उसने possession दी थी. There was no forceful dispossession, so therefore tenant जो है he cannot make use of section 6. Is this clear to everyone? Let me know. ठीक है? All right. So next लिखते हैं आप. So these are the essentials of section 6. Now proceed further. The meaning of word any person. So meaning of the word any person. Any person. Section 6 के अंदर word use किया गया है any person. So let's just see who are these persons. सबसे पहले write down, it means a person who has legal possession. Who has legal possession of the specific immovable property. It means a person who has legal possession of specific immovable property. The term possession means juridical possession. The term possession means juridical possession. All right. Just I'll dictate further. क्या possession of a mortgagee, अभी dictate नहीं करा रही हूँ, समझा रही हूँ. क्या possession of a mortgagee and B of a mortgagee वो juridical possession हो सकती है. Now suppose A has taken a loan of 10,000 rupees from B and B wanted a security, so A gave the security X immovable property to B. तो possession भी उसने साथ में दे दी property की. Now B is in the possession of the property which A has given to him as a security. So can we say that B's possession is juridical possession? That is, it's a legal possession? The answer is yes. Okay. Next, tenant की possession. Juridical हो सकती है, बिल्कुल हो सकती है. Landlord gave the premises to the tenant. So tenant is in the premises. तो जो initial possession है, जो initial entry है tenant की या ये जो mortgagee है, क्या ये lawful है? Yes. Their initial entry is lawful. ठीक है? वो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Even if the tenant like उसका tenancy period अगर expire भी हो गया है, so even if tenancy period of the tenant has expired, but still हमें पता है कि landlord उसको forcefully evict नहीं कर सकता. Why? Because his entry was lawful, right? So ये चीजों का बस आपको ध्यान रखना है that whenever you are saying this thing, a person हम word use कर रहे हैं possession that refers to juridical possession. तो जिसकी entry lawful थी, landlord उसको forcefully evict नहीं कर सकता है. ठीक है? So please write down further. A possession of a mortgagee, tenant, and trespasser in settled possession. Possession of a mortgagee, tenant, and trespasser in a settled possession is considered to be juridical possession. I hope this sentence is clear to everyone. Trespasser in settled possession का हमने पूरा point discuss. And trespasser in a settled possession is considered trespasser in settled possession. नहीं कर सकता है, ठीक है. So please write down further. A possession of a mortgagee, tenant and trespasser in settled possession. Possession of a mortgagee, tenant and trespasser in a settled possession is considered to be juridical possession. I hope this sentence is clear to everyone. Trespasser in settled possession का हमने पूरा पॉइंट डिस्कस कर लिया था, ठीक है. किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम यहाँ तक, ठीक है. A possession of a mortgagee, tenant and trespasser in settled possession is considered to be juridical possession. Okay, next is, but a possession of a servant, a possession of a servant, employee, possession of a servant, employee, appointee is not covered within the scope of section 6. Is not covered within the scope of section 6. And is it clear to everyone? Okay, so if one person is the landlord, he has given the possession of the premises to his servant. तो फिर भी हम कह सकते हैं landlord has the constructive possession of the property. तो कोई dispossession वाली बात ही नहीं है यहाँ पे, ठीक है. Okay, proceeding further. Okay, so as we read section 6, तो हमने देख लिया था वहाँ पे section 6 के साथ that there is no like section 6 का जब भी आप एक सूट फाइल करते हैं तो वहाँ पे section 6 जो है वो आपको clarify कर देता है that there is no provision of appeal, ठीक है. रिव्यू का भी जो है वो कोई भी आपको रेमेडी यहाँ पे नहीं मिलती है. So there is no provision for appeal or review. But क्या रिविजन फाइल हो सकती है? Yes. Revision can be filed. ठीक है, तो रिविजन का ऑप्शन है, बट जो सूट अंडर सेक्शन 6 है वहां पे अगर कोई भी अगर डिग्री पास हुई है तो वो अपील या रिव्यू आप नहीं करा सकते हैं. हाँ, रिविजन हो सकता है. सो प्लीज राइट डाउन, आप लिख दीजिए हेडिंग यहाँ पे, नो रेमेडी ऑफ अपील और रिव्यू, नो रेमेडी ऑफ अपील और रिव्यू. Write down, there is no remedy of appeal, there is no remedy of appeal or review under section 6, under section 6. However, revision is maintainable, however revision is maintainable. The Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Aarti versus Aruna Gautam, Aarti versus Aruna Gautam, this is 2015 Supreme Court. The Honorable Supreme Court in Aarti versus Aruna Gautam 2015 held that revision is maintainable, that revision is maintainable against the order passed under section 6. Revision is maintainable against the order passed under section 6, but in the exercise of revisional jurisdiction, but in the exercise of revisional jurisdiction, The High Court would be primarily concerned. The High Court would be primarily concerned with the legality or propriety of the exercise of jurisdiction I'll repeat. I'm repeating. The court held that revision is maintainable against the order passed under Section 6, but in the exercise of revisional jurisdiction, High Court would be primarily concerned with the legality or propriety of the exercise of jurisdiction and cannot and ought not to have appreciated the evidence adduced by the parties ought not to have appreciated the evidence adduced by the parties, which is within the purview and domain of the court which has heard the matter under Section 6. Hanji, written? Let me know. Okay, so basically, even in revision का जो आपका पूरा power है, this you are going to discuss in CPC. But हमेशा एक चीज याद रखना, that revision lies to the High Court, and जब भी मैटर आपका हाई कोर्ट जाता है, एज एन आप चैलेंज करते हैं उसको इन रिविजनल ज्यूरिसडिक्शन, सो ये एक यू कैन से एक सिंपल सा ऑब्जर्वेशन रहती है हमेशा कोर्ट्स की कि रिविजनल ज्यूरिसडिक्शन का स्कोप क्या है, लाइक हाउ मच पावर डज अ हाई कोर्ट हैज अंडर रिविजन इन अ केस ऑफ रिविजन. तो रिविजन के अंदर जो भी मैटर पूरा हियर किया होता है कोर्ट में, लोअर कोर्ट में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अ कोर्ट अंडर सेक्शन 9 के अकॉर्डिंग सीपीसी आपने कोर्ट में फाइल किया अपना सूट और उसने पूरा मैटर सुन लिया, एंड द मैटर इज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू डिस्पोजिशन ऑफ अ पर्सन एंड यू आर फाइलिंग फॉर रेस्टोरेशन ऑफ पोजेशन. अब यहाँ पे उन्होंने पूरा एविडेंस यहाँ पे लीड हुआ एंड उस एविडेंस के बेसिस के ऊपर, मेरिट्स के ऊपर दिस कोर्ट हैज पास्ड एन ऑर्डर. अब क्या रिविजन के अंदर भी हाई कोर्ट सेम चीज करेगा कि पूरा एविडेंस अप्रिशिएट करेगा दोबारा से? ठीक है, the answer is no. Like usually this is not the power of in the revisional jurisdiction. हम क्या करते हैं, we do not interfere. Courts जो है revisional jurisdiction के अंदर they do not interfere with the evidence which has already been taken and recorded by the courts below. हम उन एविडेंस के साथ जो है कोई भी छेड़छाड़ नहीं करते, उनके साथ कोई भी इंटरफेरेंस नहीं करते हैं. Revisional jurisdiction के अंदर the court is only concerned about the legality or the propriety of the order. That is, आप देखते हैं कि क्या जो कोर्ट है अंदर जिसने 6 के अंदर अंडर सेक्शन 6 ऑफ SRA फॉर एग्जांपल जिसने ऑर्डर पास किया है, क्या वो ऑर्डर जो है वो सही है या गलत है? ठीक है, you can check that whether the procedure was followed by that court or not. Properly legal procedure आपने follow करके जो है वो ऑर्डर पास किया है या नहीं. क्या कोर्ट जिसने ये ऑर्डर पास किया है इट वाज हैविंग जुरिसडिक्शन, क्या कहीं इरेगुलर एक्सरसाइज ऑफ द जुरिसडिक्शन नहीं हुआ है? सो बेसिकली रिविजनल जुरिसडिक्शन के अंदर आप एक तरीके से लीगैलिटी ऑफ द ऑर्डर चेक करते हैं. यू डू नॉट गो इनटू द डिटेल्स ऑफ एविडेंस कि क्या एविडेंस आया था और किस एविडेंस के बेसिस के ऊपर यू हैव decided the whole case. So we are not going to assume ourselves. Revisional जो courts होते हैं आपके, वो अपने आप को assume नहीं कर लेते हैं the court of first instance. मतलब court of first instance आपका एक एक चीज evidence लेके then it gives the decision. Revisional court के पास ये सारी चीजें पक्की पकाई टाइप्स जाती हैं and then it is not allowed actually to appreciate the whole evidence. मतलब आप वो सारी चीजें दोबारा से नहीं कर सकते जो आपने court of first instance में किया है, because you know it will just amount to कि एक तरीके से आपका एक सेकेंड हियरिंग चल रही है ऑन द सेम थिंग्स जैसे तो रिविजन के अंदर एक तरीके से यू कैन से दैट यू आर जस्ट गोइंग टू चेक द लीगैलिटी ऑफ द ऑर्डर, प्रोसीजर प्रॉपर्ली फॉलो हुआ था हर एक स्टेज के ऊपर, क्या पूरी पार्टीज को जो है वो अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ हियरिंग अपनी मिली है, प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस आपने फॉलो करके जो है वो लीगल ऑर्डर पास किया है. सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन जस्ट गोइंग टू वेरीफाई द ऑर्डर व्हिच इज बीइंग पास्ड बाय द कोर्ट, राइट. सो आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन. ठीक है, सो नो रेमेडी ऑफ अपील और रिव्यू बट द रेमेडी इज ऑफ रिविजन. चलिए नेक्स्ट करते हैं. सो नाउ इफ यू रिमेंबर वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द पार्टीज यू नो हु कैन फाइल अ सूट. तो पार्टीज के बारे में हमने डिस्कस कर लिया था. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर लैंडलॉर्ड है तो इफ ही हैज गिवन द पोजेशन ऑफ द प्रीमाइसेस टू द टेनेंट, तो टेनेंट कैन आल्सो फाइल अ सूट फॉर डिस्पोजेशन and the landlord can also file a you can say suit for dispossession. तो दोनों parties कर सकती हैं. Further we also discussed the case of landlord, tenant and subtenant. Subtenant भी file कर सकता है. तो यहाँ पे एक केस लिख लीजिए आप. तो आप हेडिंग दे सकते हैं, एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट के ऊपर ही है ये. So this is a case of Sadashiv Shyam Sawant. Sadashiv Shyam Sawant versus Anita Anant Sawant. This is the case of 2010 सुप्रीम कोर्ट. ये एडिशंस तो चलो हमने बाद में की हैं 2018 में, बट उससे पहले भी ऑब्जर्वेशंस यही थी. बट हाँ ये है कि हमने 2018 के अंदर उसको मोर क्लैरिफाई कर दिया है, ऑब्वियसली इसका स्कोप थोड़ा वाइड कर दिया है. बट प्लीज राइट डाउन द ऑब्जर्वेशन इन दिस in this case. The Honorable Supreme Court observed in this case. The Honorable Court observed in this case that if a tenant is forcefully dispossessed, by any person other than the landlord, the landlord can maintain a suit. The landlord can maintain a suit against the trespasser he can maintain a suit against the trespasser even though the tenant was in actual physical possession of the property. Even though the tenant was in actual physical possession of the property. It was observed that by retaining a constructive possession, the landlord also retains all his legal remedies. The word dispossessed section 6.1, the word dispossessed under section 6.1 must be read in this context and not in the light of actual possession alone. It must be read in this context and not in the light of actual possession alone. In case a landlord brings the suit to recover possession, in case a landlord brings the suit to recover possession against trespasser under section 6, it cannot be laid down as an absolute proposition. I'll repeat. In case a landlord brings a suit to recover possession against the trespasser under section 6, it cannot be laid down as an absolute proposition that the tenant must necessarily be impleaded as a party to such suit. That the tenant must necessarily be impleaded as a party to such suit. Thus, a tenant is not a necessary party to such suit. Thus, a tenant is not a necessary party to such a suit. Tenant is not a necessary party to such a suit. So it says simply that now we know that 2018 के अंदर थोड़ा amend करके section 6 को widen कर दिया है ये सारा scope. तो suppose even though tenant was in the actual possession of the property, but still हमें पता है that as per the amendment and as per this case as well, क्या landlord file कर सकता है suit against a trespasser for getting the possession back? The answer is yes. And moreover, क्या ये अपना right ही है landlord का? Yes. So he is not like you can say ये right उसका किसी भी और person के ऊपर dependent नहीं है, because we say that landlord जो है अगर उसने actual physical possession tenant को दे भी दी है, but still he is in a legal possession of the property, he has a constructive possession. On that basis उसको सारी remedies भी available होंगी, and the remedy includes the remedy under section 6 as well. I hope this is clear to everyone. ठीक है, चलिए फिर break के बाद continue करते हैं. And sorry, I won't be able to give you the idioms because I have not got my diary. तो वो मैं वापस जाके ही आपको idiom start करूँगी. ठीक है. हाँ जी, I did that at Chandigarh airport only. हाँ जी, I will repeat. केस की हेडिंग ये थी, केस का नाम पूछ रहे हैं या हेडिंग आई थी. So you're asking, landlord can also recover possession if tenant is dispossessed. So this is the heading. Landlord can also recover possession if tenant is dispossessed. ठीक है. Ma'am, in result, the possession will never back to the tenant. Why? No. It's not that. Satish. He is not claiming to be in the actual possession of the property, Satish. This is not the thing. He is just claiming to be in the same position which he was earlier. I hope you get my point now, Satish. वो वही राइट एक्सरसाइज कर रहा है जिसपे वो पहले प्लेस्ड था. उसका सूट फाइल करने का यही पर्पस है कि he just want to be in the same position where he was early. He is not getting the possession of the property to be himself possessing. Actual possession के लिए नहीं. अगली क्लास की नोटिफिकेशन 15 मिनट मुझे पहले ही आ गई थी. राइट, चलिए 7:15 बजे मिलते हैं. क्विकली बाय, सी यू.